Hola Vincenzo.
Hola, Lali, or buonasera, Lali.
Buonasera Vincenzo, come stai?
I'm very good this evening. Very, very good. You know why? Because there's only a couple more days before we get to go
Mhm.
to Las Vegas, where we'll be for the Formula One Grand Prix. Your first
Ye
time.
My first time at the Grand Prix. I've
Well,
been
yeah,
to
yeah,
Vegas
in
before,
Las Vegas, of course.
and first time at the Grand Prix, so I'm very excited about that, and just very excited for all the fun stuff and the activations and the people we're gonna get to see and the things we're gonna get to do. It's an exciting week ahead.
It's a good week. It's going to be a good week. I figured we should record a little something as a preview for Vegas. Just what we're looking forward to. There's a lot happening. The Vegas week is, I mean, a lot of Grand Prix weeks are jam packed, right? Or Miami, it's all around the city. There's activations, there's business events and summits, and there's all this kind of stuff. But Vegas just feels different because there's also so much stuff happening in Vegas, period, at all times. So,
Well, Vegas is crazy busy on a Tuesday in February. So then you bring in tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people to
yeah,
come to watch a race. And then it's utter chaos, but in the best possible way.
yeah. So the Vegas week it's fun. The Vegas week is a lot of fun. Um, but because you haven't been yet, I had the pleasure of going to this event already, and it doesn't make it any less exciting. But for a first timer with really no idea of what to expect at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, I'm going to ask you, what are you most excited for? We're
Ooh,
there for an
okay.
entire week, mind you. Like
I know.
quite literally the entire week, Monday evening through Sunday. You're there till Sunday evening.
Noonish, I think. I
Noon.
can't
No,
remember.
maybe that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're both gone. That's right. We both leave right around noon. Or so. Yeah. Okay.
So this is very interesting because as a like certified racing geek, I have to say that I'm really excited. There's all kinds of events and galas and lunches. We're so lucky. We've been invited to incredible things and we're going to hang out with incredible people. I'm going to see old friends. It's going to be really nice. But really deep down, what I'm most excited about is the actual racing. When
We
Las
can
Vegas
talk about
first.
racing. You must be so excited because you can actually talk about racing on the podcast.
So for once, I can talk about proper racing on the podcast. So that has me pumped because when they first announced Vegas as a race, I was so skeptical. I was like, what the hell? This can't be good. This is a disaster. And it's turned out to be quite a punchy race. You know, that the track is quite good. It's like 6.2 kilometers of track. Goes right through the city. It has the straight on the strip. It's like almost 2 kilometers. And these guys get to up like Monza style speeds. I think Alex Albon was clocked last year almost 370 kilometers an hour. If you think about it, that's like 230 miles an hour. That's what the guys are doing it in Indianapolis, except they're doing it for 500 miles. But still, it's really high speeds, and it's a night race. It's under the lights. The weather's going to be a little dodgy. It's quite cold. There might be rain, so it certainly won't be a procession. It's going to be like tight racing. We may have a safety car. I'm really excited because obviously the championship is coming down to the
Yeah.
wire, and we still have three guys who could win it. People are really discounting Max and Oscar, but you never know. These two McLarens crash into each other at this race, and then do Max Verstappen. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. It's when the track layout first came out, I think it was very difficult, kind of like Jeddah, where everybody thought they looked at the track and they're like, this is not going to be good. And it's actually both races, but specifically Vegas, it's turned out to have really good racing, and we've gotten really good action. We've gotten great races. I mean, just great races. So it is the most exciting thing going on. I mean, naturally, as a fan of actual racing, it is the most exciting thing happening. But there's so much happening that there's something for everybody. That's what I
Yeah.
love the most about this week. There's truly something for everyone. If you don't want to spend money, and you want to be adjacent to Formula One activity, you can do it. There's a free fan fest, which you will have the pleasure of not hosting, but you'll be interviewing Romain Grosjean on stage at that event. He's hosting the event, but they want to talk to him, and you were so perfectly picked to be the interviewer for Romain. So I'm excited for you to be doing that. So
You
there's a
can
whole.
imagine that's a big highlight for me, right? To interview
Yeah,
Romain Grosjean.
I mean, it's an F1 driver. He's
Not only F1 driver, I followed
IndyCar.
his career
Yeah,
from the junior formulas. Like, this is a guy who has been a part of my life for a very long time. I
this is
followed him
perfect for
into
you.
IndyCar, so I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you're selling yourself short. It's just the racing, because I think that's pretty exciting for you as well.
That's really exciting.
Uh,
And the Fan Prix itself is going to be really exciting. We
yeah,
really want people
exactly.
to come on Friday and Saturday in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's going to be, there's 100,000 square feet of sims and antique
yep.
cars and all kinds of, there's food, there's activations. You'll get to see Romain Grosjean on Saturday if you come by. There's really a lot going on. It's absolutely free, super family friendly. We
Yeah.
really want to see as many people as possible there.
Yeah, the Femme Prix put on by a good friend of mine, a good friend of ours, Scott. He has been working tirelessly at putting this together for quite a while. I remember the first time he threw this idea at me months ago. I was like, dude, you are ambitious. And he got it together. Which is really cool. And it is at the Resorts World. So Resorts World, November 20th through 22nd. Like Lali said, exhibits, simulators. There's the meet and greet with Romain. I believe Saline is also involved.
Yeah,
The car. I don't want to call them a manufacturer, but I guess they kind of are. They do the
they are.
S7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They'll
so
be there as well.
they'll be there as well. So yeah, that'll be a really, really cool event. I know that other cities have tried to do certain things. I know in Miami they had like a festival. I think it was last year they added something in the city. I didn't get a chance to go to it, so I can't really comment totally how it was. I saw some buzz about it, but this one I'm pumped about because of just how grand it is, especially there in Vegas. So I'm excited for that, just for something free, completely free. Like, it's, you can go, you can enjoy. And again, it's F1 adjacent. Also, there are a ton of activations all over the
Well,
strip.
that's why I want to ask you, since you've already been, you were there last year. Is there something that you're hoping is back again this year that was so incredible last year? What are you looking forward to the most?
Williams like fan zone was really cool because it was the first really of its kind, and they have brought that all over to a lot of different Grand Prix. I remember the first time Williams did their fan zone, I got invited in Miami, and that was cool. It was like the first, quite literally the first of its kind. And then they decided to bring it kind of like almost like a road show, not to every Grand Prix, but to strategic ones like Singapore. They did it. I think they did one in Europe, maybe Silverstone. That would make sense. I'm pretty sure it was. But then they brought it to Vegas last year. I was like, this is really cool. It was outdoors at the New York. Yeah. Yeah, New York. And I don't know. It was just, it felt pretty natural. Like they interviewed some drivers and things like that up on stage, but they were doing so many giveaways, and there was interaction with the crowd. People were able to go up there, and compete for different prizes. And there was like there was like gaming, which, gaming is a big thing. So anytime you add that, I think people are still very intrigued by sims, and anytime you bring a simulator, people are pretty excited about. So
I'm excited for racing you in a simulator, actually.
I know we have to get to a simulator. F1 Arcade is open now in Vegas, so that's a big deal, especially because the Grand Prix Plaza turns into the paddock, so you don't have Grand Prix Plaza there. Like, you don't have what Grand Prix Plaza is, because it's now paddock
The
and
paddock.
all that. But so F1 Arcade is open. That's a big deal. There are activations everywhere. Last year, Carlos Sainz had, I don't want to call it an after party type event, and I forgot where it was. He's doing
It's at
something
the Aria, the Smooth Operator Lounge.
this year. It's at the Aria. I don't know if it was at Aria last year. I genuinely don't remember. But so he's doing that again. There's things at the Venetian. There's things at the Wynn. Almost every team has something going on. So there's like, you could, anything you want to do, you can do. And all of that is free, right? Like you could just show up to those and check out an F1 car. I mean, granted, it's a model. It's not like an actual race car, but you know, it's what
It is, yeah.
it is.
And
It's,
you know,
you can
a
hang
lot of
out and
the
look at it and
hotels,
take pictures, and
yeah, a lot
kids
of the
love it.
hotels also do viewing parties. So people are always complaining the tickets are very expensive. But if you're in Vegas and you want to be there for the show,
Yeah.
you can do a lot of the free things. You can do the fan prix, you can do
Yeah.
other events, and then do a watch party
Mhm.
at your hotel, which they will very likely be hosting a watch party at the hotel you're staying at. So there's also that. You don't have to necessarily go just to sit in a grandstand at the Grand Prix. You can also enjoy it in many other sort of ways.
Yeah, there's I'm trying to think of the other stuff that's happening. There's so much happening. Amex, which we've been invited to a couple of the Amex events. They have their 1850 lounge. That's at the Aria. They're doing some pretty cool stuff there. There's like a luncheon with Stefano Domenicali. They have a caviar party with Aaron Paul. I don't even know what they're doing the rest of the week. That's just the programming that they've told me about so far. And I'm sure it's somewhere. I just haven't looked at it. Trying to think what else
There's
there
so
is.
much. There's the Amphar Gala. I'm going to that. So I'm going to
Yep.
get to wear a nice gown and go to that. That'll be really nice.
Yeah. Peloton is doing fitness
Yeah,
classes.
Peloton. Yeah. That's going to be awesome too.
So yeah, I don't know. There's just so much happening. And then that's on the Strip free. There's tons that happen on like within the ticketed areas, like the MGM zone. Although actually the MGM zone might not be a ticketed thing. I think that might actually be free too at MGM. The Sphere, where the big Sphere is, that zone is really freaking cool. And all the grandstands have like their own party. It's almost like its own vibe, like its own music festival. I know at the top of the Paddock Club last year, there was like Steve Aoki, and I'm sitting there walking around on the Paddock Club. The top of it, there's a awesome rooftop. There's like an ice skating rink. It's not real ice. It's some like fake ice stuff that mimics ice. It was actually pretty cool. It was like Steve Aoki just started DJing, doing a set up there. And then in the fans and like the T-Mobile or whatever Sphere area, there was a party there. In one of the other grandstands, there's another, like its own part. So because it's just so sprawling, the entire, Strip and the whole city area, you've got all these pockets of. So for some people, they're like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to walk from this corner to that corner. And it's like, you kind of don't have to if you don't want to. You can enjoy your area, and there's tons happening right there. That's why it's so important to pick, wisely where you want to sit and where you want to be. But yeah, it's just, listen, there's nothing like being at a Grand Prix or a race, period, of any kind, where cars are zooming around 200 plus miles an hour. There's nothing like that, and hearing it and feeling it. But there's something about the nightlife. There's something different about a nighttime race or an evening race versus, a daytime race, which there's nothing wrong with daytime races, but that vibe, that kind of sexy, kind of, I don't even know what I'm looking for, but
But it
the
also means that
lights on. What's
people
that?
have the day, people have the entire day
Oh
to do
yeah.
all these things
Mm-hmm.
without, like, once, if you go to a race and it's at 2 p.m., when the race is done, you're tired, your day's
Yeah.
over. Here, you do stuff the entire day.
All day.
Then you have a chance to have some dinner, and then you head to the track.
Yeah.
And local time, I think quali's at 8
8.
local time. So that's like wonderful. You've had an early dinner, you get to the track, you still get to
Yeah.
watch racing, and then you still get to go out at night
If you want to, yeah. I
and
mean,
have a
there's
good time.
plenty of opportunity. I will say this: the day last year, I stayed in the same hotel as McLaren. So I was every morning I'm working out with Andrea Stella. Like we're literally working out. I was talking to him daily, because at that point we'd seen each other a few times and we're just chit chatting. The entire team is there. Like the whole pit crew is working out there. It was pretty cool. And none of us, nobody got started before 10 o'clock. I mean, you're so exhausted from the night before because things were later last year. So everything was later last year. This year,
Everything was way later. I'm glad they've
moved
made the
back.
schedule
Yeah.
a little more favorable for
But it
local
was
time.
definitely like, a lot more laid back. You're not getting started at, 6 o'clock in the morning. You're good. Hang out 10, 11, noon before anything's happening. And then you kind of go into the day. But yeah, I mean, it's Vegas. Vegas is one of those things that's just so hard to explain to people. One, if you haven't been there, but I think Europeans have a hard time grasping. Anybody not from the U.S. has a hard time grasping Vegas because you don't really have that type of city anywhere else. I'm trying to like Vegas is such an amalgamation of different places around the
Yeah.
world. It's not like you can't just say, "Oh, it's Ibiza," and it's like, well, no, because you don't have gambling and all that in Ibiza, right? You have the beach. It's a lot different, but Ibiza, um,
You
you know.
butchered it both times, so don't worry. I'm not even gonna go there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, how should I have pronounced it?
Well, if you're from Spain, you say Ibiza,
Oh,
but if you're
okay.
from Latin America, we just say Ibiza.
Oh, Ibiza. Ibiza.
Ibiza?
There's like anyway. Vegas is just very, very different than a lot of different places around the world, and it is a great time. I have enjoyed myself going to this Grand Prix. Like you said, the racing has turned out to be really, really good. Um, Last year I got sprayed by Max Verstappen because he won his 4th championship, and I got sprayed by his champagne. We were celebrating with the team right outside their garage. It was just a hell of a good time. It
Guys,
was
I've seen the photos. They're incredible. There's Vincenzo and he's soaked in champagne. It's
so
quite amazing.
yeah, it was good. But I mean, that all that aside, it was something that only a city like Vegas could do. The hospitality is at another level. And again, it's not something that places around the world really understand. And American hospitality is just very different, good or bad, however you feel about it. But to me, it's an awesome event.
Yeah,
And
it is.
th-
And it's here to stay, as we found out. It's gonna it's gonna be around for a while, so that's
yeah,
that's that's
yeah. So
exciting.
so there was already a 2-year extension after the end of this year, taking us through 2027.
Yeah.
But now there is talks, which this was already back when they signed the original deal, the Las Vegas or the county, it was already understood that they really wanted this for a longer period of time. And so now the talks of a 10-year extension beyond 2027, bringing us to 2037, is becoming a stronger possibility, which is good because then it allows Liberty Media and F1 to really build some more permanent
Yeah, that's
pieces.
the goal, to
Yeah.
not really disrupt people's day-to-day life, because as we've touched this on a previous podcast,
Yeah.
these street circuits, when
Yep.
they're built, they have to start so many months in advance to build these tracks, to
Yeah.
put the barriers in, to put the grandstands in. It's like an intense few months, so to
Yeah.
speak. So the less you disrupt the people, the more
Mhm.
buy-in you have from the local community,
Yeah.
and then the more likely your Grand Prix will have durability. Because if the local community is against it, it's not going to have durability. So yeah, they're talking about putting permanent sections up that are there year round, and that would be so helpful come,
Yeah.
fall when they have to start building the track.
Yeah. It's right now it's a disruption for 4+ months of the year. I mean, it after the GP is over, you're looking until at least New Year's before things are down and back to normal, which
Yeah.
leaves you with maybe 8 months of the year where everything is fine, and then you're back to that grind again. And of course, naturally, People are upset. There's a lot of businesses that have sued and won for, losses. But to me, and this is completely unbiased, I think, and I've talked about this elsewhere, but racing in Monaco, they've had a race there for 100+ years, right? It's so embedded into the culture there. People are okay with the inconveniences of having to
Yeah.
put the track up and whatnot. Vegas, it's just like it happened overnight. The entire F1 Formula One boom happened so fast that I don't even think there was enough time to process it. And we got a Grand Prix in Miami and then another Grand Prix in Vegas. And that happened so quickly that people just couldn't even digest the fact that this new sport or series took over. And so there's going to be growing pains, right? You're going to deal with this at some point. I think people are going to appreciate what the Grand Prix brings to the area. And the more security the Grand Prix has in saying, okay, well, we know we can do this for another 12 years now. Well, now they're going to start laying down more roots, not just in infrastructure, but embedding themselves into the community. Listen, they spent a lot of money to build that paddock building and buy the land there. Hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't tell me that they're just going to suddenly just disappear or not give
No,
back.
absolutely
They
not.
are embedded into that community. So the more time goes by, the more opportunities they have to prove themselves a worthy team. It's not a team, but a worthy team in the city. I think that's going to it's going to take some time, but it's got to happen, right? I mean, racing has happened in Vegas, but at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, away from the Strip, a different kind of racing. This interrupts people's day to day.
Of course.
So naturally you're going to have issues, but I think that'll work out. So again, we'll do a podcast. I'm hoping we can record a podcast while we're there, and then we can do a recap post-mortem after we come back, and we can get your vibe on it. But I'm pretty sure you're going to absolutely fall in love with this particular Grand Prix.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll do some Insta stories for people while we're there to show off the track a bit and see what we're up to. And yeah, postmortem will be good. I can't wait to share my thoughts. And it's only year 3. Even by year 2, there was already a better vibe, improvement. The track was better. So I think you're right. As years go by, there will be a sense of pride in the community, as has happened in Monaco, as we've spoken about, happens in Indianapolis with that race, and
Yep.
it's an icon of the city. And I think that eventually in time, the people of Las Vegas will grow to have this enormous sense of pride.
Yeah.
And take enjoyment of the fact that this is a very unique thing, that there's very few cities in the world that get to host an F1 race.
Yeah.
And they're very lucky to be one of them, and what that represents, and not only to them, but also in terms of dollars that go into the community, for schools, for infrastructure, all these things. I do think that in 5 years' time, the people who maybe were against it, maybe their song will have changed. We'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, I have a feeling that the tide will turn for sure.
Yeah. Let's where can people follow you next week, or all the time, but next week, where can they follow you to follow along with whatever you're doing?
Well, on Instagram, you can follow me at Lali, Lali. My name is on the screen, _speed, SPEED. And obviously Business of Speed on Instagram as well. And we'll be trying to, anytime we can, guys, I'll try to see what, I don't know if we'll be allowed to shoot everywhere we go, but wherever we can, I will try to sneak in and show you guys what we're up to.
So make sure you're following Lali and Business of Speed over on Instagram. Like she said, we'll try and get you as much content as possible, but either way, we will record a podcast there, and we will record one afterwards. So there will be plenty of content coming from us. Enjoy the Grand Prix. Enjoy Las Vegas. If you're watching it from home, you'll at least be guaranteed a good race. I'm guaranteeing something I probably can't guarantee, but
You won't be guaranteed maybe a good race, but the odds, since we're in Vegas, if you are a gambling person, the odds are it could be a very good race. So there you go.
I'm gonna put all my money on black. I'm a
There you
roulette
go.
guy.
Red 18. That's me.
Red 18 and black. We'll see. We'll see who.
Ciao for now, everyone.
We'll see who wins the money. Ciao.
Ciao.